the first to know Nsem-Pii TV.
Haruna Iddrisu and John Dramani Mahama etimi aboni din se ono emra na omeye education minister a meno kasa de wakwa akopie mu ewo vetting committee no anim ema vetting committee no atoto na no ema meno kasa de ya gena tum se ono na eye education minister a wakwa akopie mu ewo no office a ono ahyase eye adwuma na ene parent ahofo ni bi se won ra hopa a enye asem kotwa ni nyina eye John Dramani Mahama education minister yera Haruna Iddrisu asem a ode ababeto abonten the daily graphic okohe front page no a edaho bagaya a enye asem kotwa na dien ena eda daily graphic front page or see teacher trainee allowance to go government pledges enhanced student loan scheme. Education minister hint into Mino Kasa the education minister Yera Honorable Haruna Iddrisu at the Ababe 2 Iddrisu teacher training allowance no ye sign Ababe Chemu Ebio Yebeka John Dramani Mahama campaign onam a obon to a auditu Iddrisu enya adesa one eba teacher training allowance no one ebetini etwa Mino Kasa the education minister the Ababe 2 Iddrisu teacher training allowance no ade se eba be free or na mum government ani ebetimi akọ student loan scheme no eno eya na nipa dodo asekra na etimi enya bi a eno nam so a ye ba be teacher training allowance no ede afiri on timi na okasa ede awofo no wura ho papa a enye asemkotwa John Dramani Mahama si oyi teacher training allowance no ede afiri ho
issue a buyer na MP before the campaign and they say on the area John Mahama ka say sa teacher and nursing training allowance 2016 tia
sure sure
MP before ka so omo de beba and no be campaign and omo de buy but after several years no and you ma bebre aba ho na yewra Haruna Iddrisu nso aba be ka say sa teacher training allowance no omo be ye free ho na omo de better loan facility aba na ekoba sa no unim say multimedia insure FM
sure
ya keka nyoma bibia a lot of research and your head of research Eugene say to
sure
aka once ma say on the obenya
kientwem
sa teacher entry hwan allowance yentwem
sure
ne ababa beto so and as usual me say MP before ni bi dey say kind na Joma ha me twa nkontompo but training allowance no so that teacher nursing no eso wan fa so yengu suntua Eugene
Nana, the teacher training allowance, you see, is more.
Let's do that within 10 minutes.
Now, you are taking more of a political issue than looking at it from the science. Now, why were we paying teacher training allowances? We were paying teacher training allowances because at the time we needed a lot of teachers, a lot of nurses. And what I say. If you will be near here teachers, near here nurses. It's near say your mom incentives be. Now they can send a dear be as a bema will be a quad dosso beco akusia a dear because Ghana here. Now over time, when you are at least 2-3 badges, no mutify. The employer. Nana and now shall most nurses a trunk cat as on be free Ghana quabrucha kusia. Why? Because you know so Nana Osha, averagely, the last 1 year budgetary allocation, we spend close to 200 to 250 million cedis every year to pay allowances. 200 to 250 million, meaning that in the last 8 years, you're spending close to about 2 billion cedis to pay allowances. But we are no motifi. In fact, Osha data bia and pay me who ya na me shaba enrollment. Unza kojo senke bia allowance na the primary tenor me the 2 pages. I primary tenor ma man for eco school. En kana na ye twem no bonse enrollment e den e ba form. 2013 yeah council national teacher training allowances are the now enrollment around 33,526. That is GTech data, Ghana Tertiary Education Council data. Because at the time, I'm about 44,813. From 33,000, Ekoya could do 44,000. That's a nipa 11,000. Make a public teacher training. Ekon do more eco school. So what does it say? It said clearly, it's a man for perpetual person omuko school. Not necessarily because of what allowance. Me the data natural, and this is Ghana Tertiary Education Council data. So minim nientia as a yakoye too fixated on making a political promise instead of looking at the science and data. Now, for example, we share university student. Now, say teacher training at the baby.
All right.
Or you share from logo. If you want a 2013 enrollment, your teacher training colleges in Abuma, na 33,000. At the end, say allowance in a man for school. No, ye allowance if you na 44,000.
It's a corner.
Didn't ya? There's a man for Dobianca say nursing teacher to number school because we are already employment. I just said that you have for Juma. Kojo again, another argument and say, Menya Koko in Ghana for. Yen papa a driver for a Juma buying. A Kokonia care no secret political science. I yes on Kojilu near the Senate to ya. Kojo no those Senate in it to ya Kameboa.
Yeah.
Now, me co teacher trainee there, buy some mama allowance. You answer a degree program. What is the equity and fairness?
In 4 years. 4 years.
4 years. Averaging about 2 billion I spend the was no. And then I am for all scholarship schools no embem. Let's bring all of them together. The scholarship schemes, bring all of them together. Now see me no check here. The last somebody just 25 for then said 12 for 25 million and the common scholarship secretariat. One of the good promises about me promise under this election was harmonization of the scholarship. No GMP senior definitely in a Mumbako. Now imagine say 2 billion. Imagine more even 1 billion. Say Musika ya some friend to your scholarship. I'm moving student loan famous scholarship in Ekojo. Look at the impact it will make for people. And then I may what them so university student. Me the abans am in kwaje besia. But me no co teacher training college ne the abans man is free. We are abaya sama na juma. Again, nipa ne tena fie 2-3 years we free the skill atrophy. O kwa se nurse ne e de panel na wo sa wo move because ne skill no e form. That's a skill atrophy. The skill ne kra no e form. Enti ada na ban no en savings are making. No fen fa more teacher. In fact, na o share report to be Africa Education Watch here ya. Almost sika ne etua no 1 billion. Omo here from 2020 to 2024.
There's an allowance nkwa sika ban eyidi ma wo mu.
About 1 billion. 20 an average of 200 to 250 million a year. 84 years and about 1 billion. No. E betimi for 4,000 teachers etua moka a year. Now imagine someone for teacher new. Oh man, allowance can I say something. The trend is a 400 Ghana cedis. Say 200 Ghana cedis. I don't know the exact amount. Now say any pan. Now one a juma not just salary. Let's look at the economics of it. But a teacher and nursing training so be per se obey school. Not the next 1 year. If you're in rotation, 1 year man a juma. Now when you salary, and I say, obetene for 2-3 years, near man of stipend in the term of allowances, 200 cedis, 300 Ghana cedis. Let's look at the economies. And again, the state will get more from it. Senate is revenue for the state. Otimi faka taxes that petrol soon otuabi. Otimi hand dying. Your landlord so much rent na omusika na say tie VAT so ne ade.
Yeah.
Omutua property rate. They are all revenue for the state. So we should rather think about it holistically. Nana make say John Mahama they ba kwa mi Jan 2020. So promises was hambe there obe restore allowance. No guys work as.
Yeah.
And that was cowardice. John Mahama was a coward for saying that because ko him data we me am tin shiref and me hu data we. Enti aban was our data we. If enrollment is increasing whilst you've cancelled allowances, it clearly tells you that man for condos won't be school. No? So there was no justification to bring it back. Now, I do a political football no more. A political football because they know that they will get votes from those areas. A political football and no more. There's no science behind it. Say, Utu allowance are moving on Kosuya nurse and on Kosuya teacher training college. 1 billion in 4 years. 1 billion into 8 years. No, you're spending 2 billion cedis.
On
just to pay allowances more than 1D1F. Sika edia kwase 1D1F mu no. Teacher training allowances edoso sen no.
Samom.
Yes, it's one employment at 14.7%. Ebi no. Why should you pay allowance? We say for
allowance na year na say be a semester.
Na minim say no mutua na, but I'm just using the rough math no. Between 200 to 250 million cedis every year. So in 8 years, that is about 2 billion cedis. African education or data shares, they bet for 4,000 teachers. When we make such savings, and only at 2020-2024, which is 1 billion. It's 2 billion account. We bet my Fabian nurses should be about 2,000. And then I'm saying that compare who teacher nursing training. Nyameka I know that because allowance and most of the yamoniama. But imagine such allowance near the amount 2 years to feel. Minimum something my check. I think you 2 backlogs you will feel say 3. Can found. Imagine say allowance and ya save. Yama students loan kakra. Near say school we are forward Juma. Severe hospital. Afare hospital, Kumeo hospital, near see a Jumaniama will pay and Casa Diana Bepe. Let's look at the economics. Because I'm not here, John Mahama. 2024, I can soon back before they change the framework, you know, to allow nurses to get student loans. Nana Sani say, you know, me student collateral okay, University and Nana, minimum media mamma, Metimi, Madame Coast. I buy more allowance. They also at the university, or your degree program, or your Ghana ni. Ne maame ye Ghana ni papa ye Ghana ni de ntina ni ni on ne call the same SS ne de ono say me hu chiri mi nti aban me free money. We cannot keep giving freebies and expect the country
I was
to
even
run.
thinking say and I social nursing training schools here ne boy ye din pa enti last time we be din na yi breme na ekọ nanim kwa some are paying more and I was saying say one of the even strategic means in ne say allowance no support it. Say be I am fancy nurse allow will be na e be a cover 10,000 because there will be the check no more better no almost 10,000. So I am thinking say oh yeah by obetimi step in.
Yeah.
So that's at the end 10,000 about betimi at 2 years swama instead of even 10,000 no. Or course school na betimi a baby 6,000.
Nana, you see
it would not help. Yes,
Nana,
would that not make sense?
With those nursing
that
training.
So instead of giving them that allowance no school fees now move because I quite counterproductive. Otia wa ha ne board day no man allowance kitu bi. Te sa school fees no so. Me man allowance.
Sure.
Ne man loan. You are good to go.
Sure. Nana, I have always had a problem with the nursing training fees. They be because we government a year that's where kitu bi. Very, very, very small. But principals no want to meet nasi. No more arrange how they want to rate their school fees and no school. It will be school we no ni fees nko. Obeko school we ni fees nko. Obia ne de opes wo den osi e manage na ye nche da ni a uniform a year na mu se nursing training mu nyina etua sei. There was a time e ba me kan se mampon kra there was demonstration say whole year the highest paying fees were the whole Ghana. Everyone here senka leadership step in because Nana, in fact, some of them are taking unnecessary money. Ebi oba na adwen say na me de koye project. Me de koye say no Billy and Kwalano school fees o mutua no. Nana, enya asem ketua o. Ebi nso kra wo a sebe wonti hostel o onna ho. Nso hwe sika wo tua ne ade a enya asem ketua and I think that se wo mutimi hwe sa na o ma nyina na aban bam. Na omo ehwe ni ye ne principals ne tenase no mu reti say bia uniformly obia engi say ebi abetimi akwa it shouldn't go beyond because ebi no the way omo si charge no ani enya na ma nurses no so ebre and the allowance comes in to support them so nana enya easy o
no
especially
but I'm just saying say school yemfa ne say aban me ko school a me tia 1,000 now we are one allowance aban na sa sika na bia kwa aban ho tio sa school fees no
sure
obetua no aban de no
yeah aban de kakra bi kititi
o de yemfa say
kititi bi nana say bia nipa ni tua be 6,000
aban de
ubenya aban de less than e bia be 2,000
enti say 2,000 na any aban man nye free because as sika na wucha na counterproductive
yeah
because as sika na ba aban ho na masa yi bi de akoya allowance dia and you decide to say nursing training teacher training no free aban unchi aban bia de.
Yeah, Nana, it's not make
then you save a lot.
Look at it from all angles. I mean, it's counterproductive.
Counterproductive.
But I see, in Ghana, they take decisions, they take on emotions. But we are not looking at the numbers. Because on the plain surface, teacher training allowances in excess of 2 billion cedis. 2 billion. 2 billion cedis. Just for allowances. Now I bet now for 2-3 years.
If so be any so
2-3 years. Now I can't. Near any motive argument. They may once the university students that could jinafa and nursing training students that could jinafa. Obiya ho chire no. That is why there's a student loan scheme. If you want a financial handout, and episode course one no papa issues about, go for the facility. Oh yeah, Abansa was Senate is the benchmark. And one no. But say you know, say come it's an university students so sorry say you me be any free. They need
to streamline. Start training schools no matter do mo pay and nyoma dodo. And I think that it was a buying bem. To say the a buying former government or bem senior high school. Or realize say a prospectus no.
Sure.
Now mu ye ochitwa mu hu say nyoma bi e wo ha ni kwan say so no kwan. E was say aban no ko training schools
ni mu aban no.
Na oma because principals ni bi wo ho a na no ba ko sika bi mu jeje basa no.
Na a bit me eto fence within fence o.
Ade.
Nursing training a bit me to fence within fence. Now be project over 5 billion, 10 billion na or the to fence yeah like odwin who I want to say and they are being built. Students know and that's how we go with
it is something they number be any
Ghana, the former leader of my party. So I sit there, watch you, insult him, and go away. No, no politicians will do that. Now let's deal with Mr. Ablakwa.
Yes.
Ablakwa is one person I respect so much. We share the same esprit de corps. He's somebody, we entered parliament together. He knows what is between the two of us. Some of his designer suits, I will ask him, Ablakwa, show me the design, I'll go and buy. He wears nice shoes. He dresses well, a gentleman, dressing, whatever. We relate well. Before his veteran, I asked Ablakwa whether we didn't sit as brothers. I said, Sammy, there were things that you went overboard. I think if you make concessions, we'll be fine. Is that okay? Meanwhile, I was aware that this is Aura, guys, have been flying drones in Winneba on my property. I kept quiet. I managed it. They've been flying. They go to my beachfront property. They mounted a drone. They flew it from the community center just by the Nshona. Okay? And my boys saw it. I told them, ignore. When government changes, people do all manner of things. They went to my White House, the one at the veterinary area, flew, checking
Winneba as well.
Winneba. In Abelempe, you'll be there and you'll be seeing drones. In the morning, the policemen have been seeing it. They tell me, I said, ignore. Sometimes early in the morning, we see that behind the rail line. But I know that it is spying my house. What is the business of drones in the minority leaders' house? Meanwhile, I've lived in my Abelempe residence for over 20 years. My firstborn is 21. I lived there before having given birth to Ian. Is that okay? My residence in Winneba. I've had my properties. All these years, I'm a businessman. I am a well-established person. All these properties.
Are you able to respond to people who have also started questioning that, at least by the calculations they are making, you must have been 21 before acquiring that particular property. What were you doing amongst them?
Don't worry. Let's get there.
Maybe briefly on that.
No, not briefly. It's an important thing. Don't say briefly. When we finished school, 1997, we had to stay home for 2 years. So I came to hustle in Accra. Through the hustling and schooling, I found my way at Ghana Post. So I was working as a post boy. Rose through the ranks to principal post officer. I was given a scholarship to go and study at Kivas. When I went to Kivas, 99, got in 2001. Before I'd come into office. In July, when we vacated, I didn't go back to school because there was a career counseling and they introduced us into entrepreneurship.
Okay.
So I abandoned school. My colleagues know. I left Kivas at level 300. Okay? I didn't go back to school. I abandoned school to come and chase money. I bought my first Mercedes, my BMW. I still have those old cars packed.
Okay.
MFI, you must hear this. You brought it. Even if it is the last minute.
You.
No, you are not done.
But we've heard you.
No, you want to know. Please get the facts. And I started running my business. I'm married. I had my wedding at age 23. My wife was 22. Is that okay? I started running Excel Courier, a multi-million-dollar investment. Stanchart gave me $5 million facility. Barclays Bank gave me $10 million facility.
Now you're sounding like you may be bragging.
I'm not, because you need to know the
yes,
fact.
I need to know.
I am saying that at a younger...
But how do you respond